I kept her simply because she had a good attitude, and really was not a good softball player, but she was that's being true. Isn't that right? Very aggressive, and had a great attitude, and was the person that always wanted sort of a Tiffany Krause type mentality, and that's about as high as you can get. Always wanted the extra ball, always wanted to, would not back down, bruised up, wants to battle, wants to fight, and eventually got to where, she's a college-bound player. But it didn't happen overnight, and it never happens overnight. Some players are more talented than others, but she would be a poster child for someone who works hard, has a lot of heart, and I feel like her, Brittany, Kerr, Laxton, Chelsea, they were a glue that really held us together in that state championship run. And so I'm going to let her talk a few minutes about heart.
Hey, sorry. Like you said, I'm Hajer. I'm a sophomore at Appalachian State University. We lost today. I had a major in communications, minor in business with a focus in public relations. And like you said, whenever I first started out, I was not that good at all. And there were a lot of girls that were a lot better than me on that softball team, but I wanted to prove that I was just as good as they were and that I deserved to be there and I was going to out-hustle and outplay them till the end. And, whether I was at practice or in a game, I gave it 110%, which is what you should always do. And as I grew up and I got older, I progressively got better. I think it actually surprised people how much better I got, which could be a compliment or not, but I took it as one. So, but with the hard work that Coach Cheryl and Coach Atkins and Coach Kylie and all the other coaches instilled in me, it allowed me to not become complacent and to, continue to grow, not only as a player, but as a person. And, however, all the skills in the world you can have, you can be the best player in any team, and if you don't play with heart and desire and intensity, then anybody can beat you. So my dad always told me, and I always told the girls, and I'm sure they got sick of hearing it just like I did, but I'd always say if it was easy, everybody would do it. And it's true. If it were easy, everybody would graduate top of their class. And if it were easy, everyone would win state championships. And if it were easy, everybody would be an Alexander Central softball player, because we know everybody wants to be one. So the fact that these things are difficult is what makes them worthwhile. So that's what I would always try to remember, because we'd go through horrible practices and tough, not only mentally but physically, and you leave and you're just bloody and bruised and you don't want to come back the next day, but you have to. And college coaches recognize that, and it really helps you when you get up there. The difference in college and high school is everybody is a great player. Everybody was a standout in high school. Everybody was all conference or all state. But what really puts you above and sets you apart from all those other girls is your heart and your intensity. And if you play and give 110% every time, then the coach is going to recognize that and you're going to be in the lineup. Things that you can do to be an extraordinary player: diving after balls, even if you don't think you're going to get to them, or if you strike out, hustle back in the dugout, or if you get a bad hit, don't have an attitude, because she's going to jerk you out of that lineup really fast. And even things like something as simple as sprinting on and off the field in between innings, which we have to do it here, but you'd be amazed how many people just don't do it. So, good players are a dime a dozen. There's a million of them everywhere. But an extraordinary player is virtually irreplaceable. So, I challenge all of you to be the extraordinary player. And remember that if it was easy, everyone would do it. So, keep working hard. Go Cougars!